Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gator Media Hockey Roundtable. Been a lot of signings, some big ones. I know Dustin's happy about one of them. I think he's maybe happy with a little more than one of them, but let's get right into it and start at the beginning of where we left off last week with the signings of one that you thought was a little bit, I don't want to say shocking, but overpaid, I guess you could say, Brendan Gallagher.
Yeah,
6 years, 6.5 per.
I mean that's definitely more than what I would have gave him. But I mean they went and overpaid Josh Anderson, I thought too. So I don't know, just
Bergevin's throwing out the money.
yeah,
It's going out of style.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a crazy amount too much, but I'd say like $1 million too much. 5.5 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just seems like a lot of money for a guy that only scored 22. I believe he only scored 22 goals last year. I mean, shorter year, but I understand, I guess, the money too, because I guess if you're scoring over 20 goals, still kind of playing the leadership role, still kind of being, like he's kind of like a pest too, right? So he does many things. I'm getting at, I guess he's got heart, and
I was gonna say heart and soul guy.
so
Yeah, you're paying for the intangible things too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
so I understand why. At the same
Mhm.
time, it just seems like a lot too.
I was kind of weird how that one went down. It seemed like it was reported they were far apart, and then I think might have even been the same night
Yeah, actually.
they came to an agreement.
Yep.
Bergevin flexed the pipes.
And Gallagher's like, okay, let's get it done.
Yeah.
6 years, 2 length. That's decent length on that contract, but he's only 28.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that puts him at 34 when that contract's done. That's age-wise, you're happy with that.
Yeah, I think so. He's not too old, but it's, usually when those contracts go down, it's like, oh, we get signed for 6 years, good, but then
The last couple of years, you usually got to buy somebody out.
yeah, or pay for it in the end. The Habs went and signed their backup goaltender to a 2-year extension, 2.875 per.
I mean, obviously, it's better than.
What he was making last year.
Yeah,
The 4 something, right?
yeah. I think he was 4.5. I think in St. Louis,
I think, yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
2.8 for a backup.
Solid backup.
Yeah, you know exactly you're getting a solid. You're getting like Carey Price gets hurt. You don't go, oh man, we're not gonna miss. Like
Well,
we're not gonna make.
that
the
was
playoffs.
their big gripe last year. The Habs, basically when Carey Price played, they won like 80%. Like they won a lot of their games, and when he didn't play, they lost quite a few just
Yeah.
because I don't know their backup wasn't strong enough. I think, like I said,
We're in
that
a league-
fixed that problem.
We're in a league where you can't have a weak backup goalie.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
I think you gotta have a solid backup, and Montreal potentially has the best backup in the league now.
Yeah, you
As
could,
a ba-
you
as
you
a
could
backup.
argue that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could argue he could potentially be a number one on another team if he wasn't
yeah.
behind Carey Price.
Very easily.
I
you
mean,
could
he
argue,
got beat out. His job got beat out, obviously.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well,
yeah, Montreal. I mean, before we move on, but Montreal, I think they're gonna definitely be a harder team to play against.
Yeah.
Adding to Foley, Anderson, Gallagher, and they got Jake Allen. I don't think they're done. I think they still have some money to sign. Don't be surprised if Kovalchuk came back.
yeah, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Kind of forgot about him.
Yeah, I think he really liked it in Montreal. I think it was pretty mutual. So
I think so. I think he fit there well.
I think he's just older, so they're kind of just. You notice now it's slowed down, and guys are starting to slowly roll in a bit, like the older guys.
Yeah.
Because everybody has to sit back and see what they got for money to go out and get more depth, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously with Boston with Chara.
Which,
They said Chara's okay with waiting. He's okay with sitting and waiting.
well, and they're okay with him taking his time too.
Yeah.
So, which is good with mutual respect and stuff. But he's gonna sign for dirt cheap probably. So.
Well, still more than what we make per year.
Yeah, yeah, I would take that. No kidding.
Dirt cheap. Yeah, like 700,000.
Yeah. A couple signings the next day. Gorgiev for the Rangers. Actually, Rangers made 2 signings here. Gorgiev, 2 years at 2.425. Do you think he's number one? Like, how is that going to work with?
Split. I think it's gonna be pretty split.
With Shesterkin too?
I think that's the number one. That's who they think is gonna be number one.
Is
in the long
Shesterkin?
run. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I
man.
see what you're saying.
Gorgiev's number 2, but being they're both young, I could see Gorgiev with a little more experience. He's been around a little bit longer. I could see both of them going pretty. Kind of whoever's hot, probably.
Yeah.
Whoever's winning games for them, probably.
Kind of like what they were doing in Columbus.
That kind of reminds me of the same. Yeah.
And also, they signed Tony D'Angelo for an undetermined amount of money, apparently.
I got it right here.
You got it right here? Okay.
Perfect.
It's a 2-year deal, 4.8 average.
Okay.
4.8 per year.
Yeah.
Ooh, that seems like a lot for him.
Isn't he kind of like a pest, though?
He's younger, too.
He's 24.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he kind of like a pest? I haven't seen a lot of his work, we should say. I thought he had an attitude problem a little bit.
There you go. I think that might have been it.
Right? I thought when they first drafted him, it was kind of. I could be wrong, but I thought he even slipped in the draft a little bit because he had attitude problems. Don't quote me on that.
Well, we're quoting you.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. You've heard it here. But the other guy, moving on, Ottawa, made a splash with Evgeny Dadonov. 3 years, 5 million per.
He scored, what did he score last year? 25 goals.
I think he scored 30 other years prior. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he's 31 already, but he's had some pretty good seasons, but like scoring wise, like goals. So
yeah, but I mean, he played with Huberdeau and Barkov. So take that, read into that whatever you will. But do you think? I don't think his production will be quite as high because of. I mean, his forward talent is not going to be. He's probably going to play with Connor Brown. No, not on Connor Brown, but he's no Barkov or Huberdeau.
well, Scott informed me Connor Brown wants decent chunk of change. What does he want, Scott?
Thanks for putting me on the spot. I totally forgot.
Is that 4 something, right?
I thought it was like 4.3 or something.
Yeah, it was over 4. Is what I'm pretty sure what he said.
Wow. Well, he's done really good in Ottawa, but he's not worth. At least not right now.
Don't you find like even with everything going on, players are still getting more than what they should?
Yeah, I think Taylor Hall got overpaid for COVID times. But it is a 1-year deal, so I guess you pay a little more to get a shorter term. But
Yeah.
because I think that's what I would pay him, even with the salary cap going up. That's what I would have paid him max probably.
It's like even some guys that got bought out and then re-signed, they got another payday.
Shattenkirk.
Yeah.
But moving on up, a bunch of Hurricane guys this year. A bunch of younger guys. Nolan Patrick, though, signed a 1-year, $874,000 deal.
Man, he is only 22 years old though.
Nolan Patrick?
He was the second overall pick in
So
that draft.
Oh, okay. So he did his 3-year entry level.
Yeah.
18 to 20. Yeah.
He was injured the past year, right?
Yeah.
He has migraine issues. He can't really seem to kick it, so he hasn't really played much all
No,
last year.
but he's only. Thing is, he's only 22. I just think,
There's so much potential there.
yeah. I mean, you're number 2 overall, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's more of. I don't think he'll ever be a number 1 center. He's not going to be the next Sidney Crosby by any means, but he could be the next, 2-3 good center, right? I think he plays a little bit harder than in
Yeah.
the dirtier areas than most players do. But
Yeah.
Philly's pretty deep on the center position, aren't they?
they are.
Drew.
Konechny and
Kevin Hayes.
Kevin Hayes.
Yeah.
So that slots him. That
Yeah.
slots Patrick at number 4. So,
Yeah.
but he's got time. He's young, like you said. And before we talk about the one that Dustin's chomping at the bit to talk about here, second overall pick in this year's draft, Quentin Byfield got a entry-level deal. And one I'm pretty sure Flames fans are happy about, Andrew Mangiapane resigned 2 years, 2.425,
That's pretty fair.
which I think is good. And talking to some Flame fans I know from town here, he's small, but he plays like not quite as talented, but plays like Theo Fleury. Is what the comparison I've been told he's like.
Whoa.
Just not quite as offensively talented, but plays. He's a small guy that plays big. That's what I'm trying to like. So, and I thought he was really great in the playoffs. So, and other pick, if I'm not mistaken, number 31 in the draft, Ozzy Weisblatt, got picked, signed to an entry-level deal as well.
Legend.
Legend.
That's a cool name. You always hope the guys with cool names pan out.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Boone Jenner got drafted. I'm like, Boone Jenner, cool name.
Yeah.
And then he's obviously a pretty decent player.
He's not quite as. He kind of slowed down a bit.
Oh, he's pretty good in the playoffs.
Yeah, fair enough. But he kind of seems to get lost.
He didn't
in
get
the
like the
shuffle.
points, but he was effective. He's hitting and stuff.
Yeah.
But.
Well, you want to talk about Jumbo?
Yeah, and we got Jumbo Joe Thornton, obviously.
Yeah.
1 year,
What does
$700,000.
Jumbo is there?
Well, just some fans may. I don't know.
Maybe he was a little Joe the whole time for them.
Yeah, maybe he used a little Joe out of the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 year, $700,000. Really happy with the money. Happy with the signing. I mean, been nice if he was like 10 years younger, but
He wouldn't be 700,000.
yeah, more like 7 million
Yeah.
or more. But yeah, I'm happy with the signing. He brings leadership. Like I said, he brings swagger. I think I said that last time.
Yeah, he
Hopefully, he scores 4 goals.
replaces his buddy Pat Marlowe
Yeah, it's.
for maybe some leadership.
I mean, we got a pretty old, potentially old fourth line if they all play together. Thornton, Spezza, and Simmons, but yeah, that's a pretty old line actually.
I was just 10 years ago, if somebody would have said the Leafs would have had Spezza and Thornton on the same team,
Yeah,
would you believe them? Would you believe them at the time?
no.
Not even just one of those guys.
Well, you could almost more think Thornton over Spezza,
because he's been kind of not.
just because he was a Sen, so you never really think he'd
No.
never come to Toronto, right? But it's funny. They showed a pic from the '97 draft, so Thornton's draft. Toronto's had all three first, like the first 3 picks. Thornton was first, Marlowe was second, and Ole Jokinen was third. And Ole Jokinen
Wow,
played for
yeah.
Toronto too.
He's in a Kings jersey though, right?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I don't even know if he really played there much.
You think he had like 12 games or something?
And then we have right now we have three first overall picks. Thornton,
Matthews,
Matthews, and
not JT.
yeah, JT. Spezza was not. No.
No,
I was trying to think. Is Spezza? Yeah, JT is the other one. Yeah, so
Yeah.
3.
John Tavares for the people who don't know who we're talking about.
Well, JT could be Joe Thornton.
Yeah,
Pajama boy.
yeah,
Let's call him.
Pajama boy.
PJT.
I want to see Thornton, his pick, his jammies
With his beard, probably. Still.
with his beard.
Yeah, he just does one like as of like yesterday. He does one.
Sharks fans, they're all like, "Oh, now if we can just get rid of Brent Burns."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like,
Yeah, buy him out and the Leafs will sign him.
so now, a lot of fans are sad Thornton's gone because they're like, "Oh man, Burns would have been better to be gone." It's cap hit. Right?
Yeah, fair enough. But I know a lot of
But
people
Marlowe went back there, so I mean, if I was a Sharks fan, I'd be pretty happy that he come back
for cheap.
for a
Too.
third time.
He's kind of the Luke Robitaille.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be like, why do these old guys keep coming back to our team? Like, move on.
I think it's more like, well, in more of those cases, like one of our legends come home.
On the presence of him, right?
But like in our case, it's like Thornton's not a legend, so it's best for us, right? So it's like, oh man, all these old guys are just coming to try to win a cup with us. That's what they.
Well,
They both said that. I want to go win a cup.
I mean, it worked 53 years ago, so let's try it again.
Yeah. Sign all the old guys.
Yeah. But obviously, Jumbo, 97, wearing 97 after his favorite player, Connor McDavid.
yeah.
Obviously, that's the number he wore for Canada. Because Yzerman had 19, Sakic had 91.
Yeah.
He wore 97.
Spezza offered the number up.
19, yeah.
And Thornton said, no, I'll wear 97. Thornton is the only Leaf to ever wear 97.
Yep.
And TJ Brodie's the only Leaf to wear 78, which is an odd number for a defenseman, 78. But
yeah.
So yeah, first time for those guys. For that number, I should say.
In Leafs history, yeah.
And Bogosian's 22, I believe.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, new numbers to remember.
And VC's 26, I think.
VC.
Jimmy VC.
Oh, I was like, what initials is that?
VC.
And then Simmons is 24, taking Cappy's number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah.
Was it Lou? He doesn't like high numbers? High jersey numbers?
Yeah. Lou doesn't like high jersey numbers.
Or facial hair, so good
Or
thing.
facial hair, so
good
Thornton
thing
would be...
Oh, can you imagine?
I don't think he would have required him.
He would have a no-shave clause in his
Thornton
deal.
is shaved right now, though.
Yeah, he always shaves at the end of the year.
Yeah.
He's playing over for the HC Davos right now.
I hope he grows it out when he plays for us, though. I do.
He probably will.
Then if it's playoffs, he should dye it blue.
Yeah.
Blue and white.
like
Leave
the
the-
dark guy.
leave
Dark
the-
guy.
But leave the part that's gone gray.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
just they dye the other part blue.
And then he'd be dark guy. And let him smoke on the bench.
Yeah. That's funny. Moving on here. Your buddy, I know you're sad to lose him, Cody Ceci. You hardly had him. But
See, that's more like the deal he should have had in Toronto. I mean, not his fault because he came over with that money, but
yeah, 1 year, 1.25.
see, that's fair for him. Not 4.5.
Yeah.
Hopefully he worked on his shot.
Hopefully, he worked on a few things. But he's only 26, so I mean, for a defenseman, that's prime.
Yeah. And the other signing there, Matt Grzelcyk for the Bruins, 4 years,
Gotta
3.69.
put up with him for 4 more years. They're locking all their like younger defensemen up,
Which is good
Like-
because,
outside of Krug, obviously.
well, I don't want to have that happen again, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're deep enough that
That's what they said.
They'll
that-
survive.
They
The
even
Krug-
said they figured they were going to go on a cup run the way they are just now.
I mean, Krug's a big hit, but I think they'll recover.
Well, their team defense is so good that I don't know.
Yeah, their style.
You're not going to notice it probably, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, their style is just unbelievable.
Unbelievable, he says.
Well, like
Whoa.
just the way that they're.
Closet Bruins.
Yeah, totally.
No, but I mean, it reminds me of, early 2000s Devils, late 90s Devils.
A little more exciting,
A
but
little
yeah,
more
yeah,
exciting,
yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like
That was some pretty.
a defensive hockey game where, yeah, I mean, Devils were.
I remember
It's like-
you'd like watch you look at the schedule, be like, oh, Devils, and you would sit there and watch the game, and they'd score like 1 or 2 goals, and you're like, it's probably over. Because then they'd win like 2-1 or 2-0, and you'd be like, oh. Because it'd be like put you to sleep hockey. Like as a fan, it'd be like, oh man, Minnesota used to do that too, right? Minnesota would put a guy to sleep too.
Oh,
You
man,
remember
I don't
Stahl?
think there's ever been a Minnesota team that's not
Yeah.
put me to sleep.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you remember the 1-3-1 Tampa Bay?
Mm-hmm.
That was a big deal. Devil fans like, we've been dealing for this for 20 years already.
Yeah.
No wonder Berger got so many wins
And shutouts.
and shutouts. Yeah, he probably seen the puck once every half hour. Right, moving on here, a couple signings for Colorado. Hunter Miska signed stocking up our farm team. And the one I'm actually really excited about is re-signed Tyson Jost. 1 year, $874,000,
Cheap.
which I'm happy with.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, really good deal for. I mean, essentially, he's our fourth line center. I mean, he flip flops with Comfort, but really good player. I think he's got a lot of potential. I know he was a top. He was a first round pick, I believe, and stuff like that. But
And he's from St. Albert.
Yep.
Alberta. Just in case people are not just listening that are from Alberta.
yeah. But I think it's a great signing. Really happy because I was kind of worried that they were going to lose him. And we wouldn't have that depth of middle. We lost Wilson, which he was hurt, so.
Yeah, Kadri. You good. You good.
Yeah. I mean, when they're saying best Avs up the middle since Forsberg, Sakic, Yell, when you got McKinnon, Kadri, and then Comfer. I mean, they're not quite as good as Sakic, Forsberg, Yell, but.
Sakic's better than all those guys put together.
Yeah. Well.
Not quite. McKinnon, I guess, was in that talks too.
Yeah. McKinnon, he's the new captain series, or assistant captain series. I've heard things about where he's had to go see basically professional specialists, like mental psychologists or whatever, to make sure he doesn't take the game too serious. Like he's super competitive, like he's.
So I like it. Cares. I like that.
Mm-hmm. What he's had to go see, basically go see a psychologist to make sure that he's keeping himself in check. And, I mean, he won Lady Bing, so it's obviously working. But
he almost took his he's the only guy to take his skate off and try to stab somebody.
Yeah. That's awesome. But also he said obviously training every offseason with Sid Crosby. It's really helpful too.
Sid Crosby now.
Sid Crosby. He's not the kid anymore.
Not Sid the kid?
No, he's.
Yeah. You knew that name would have to die down someday.
You'd hope so.
He's gonna be like 40 and we're still calling him that.
Sid the kid
Sid the kid.
Yeah, I guess he's not even Sydney. He's just Sid Crosby now.
Yeah.
He sounds so old.
Yeah, it makes it sound so professional. It's Mr. Crosby now. Well, Dustin, you want to talk about the Superman that you guys acquired?
Ilya Mikheyev.
Yep, the super player you guys got.
2 years, 3.29 mil. So 1.645 per season.
Yep.
I'm happy with that because originally I seen the agent wanted 2.7, and I didn't think it's not so much the deserving of the money. To be honest, I haven't seen enough. Not that I'm the one signing, but as a fan, I haven't seen enough.
Well, and that's the thing, like arbitration.
It's a small sample for that much money already.
Well,
or at least 1.6. If he chipped in 15 goals at 1.6, I would probably be pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, the agent did ask, like you said, 2.7. What did the team ask? 1?
1. So at least they worked together.
And that's kind of the point.
The team won, clearly, because actually it's closer to the team's amount.
Yeah, but when they go into arbitration, obviously the agent's going to highball it, and the team will lowball it, so then they kind of meet in the middle anyhow. So this is more probably what both people wanted anyhow. But yeah, obviously arbitration.
I'm just happy we kept him. I'm just happy we kept him. I mean, I didn't want to overpay to keep him either, but
I don't know. I see arbitration kind of like an episode of Pawn Stars. You know, the guy goes in, I want, $15 million. No, the best I can do is about 4. And then they kind of haggle each other down like.
Let me bring in an expert.
Yeah, and then the expert's the arbitrator.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think hockey should ever go baseball route, and then the arbitrator chooses like which side?
Huh.
You know what I mean?
So
like
how it works in baseball, they each give a number, and then
the arbitrator chooses
one of those numbers.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's how it worked.
I still want player deals and team deals in hockey.
You want performance deals?
No, I'm talking like team. What's the word I'm looking for? Options. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So say you sign.
Opt out, yeah.
Oh. Say you sign Taylor Hall, for example, at the $8 million or $9, whatever, on a 5-year deal. We have a 2-year option, a team option, say. And after 2 years, like, okay, you're not producing the way you're supposed to.
You can opt out of the contract.
we're opting out. You're basically free agent, or the players can do the same.
Yeah.
A guy like Hall could be like.
I could see that coming down the pipeline in the NHL in a
I think
way
it's
because don't you find a lot of guys get bought out otherwise?
I think it's great for the team option or even a player option where the player.
But a lot of players I don't think would go for that too, because you lock in 7 years, you're getting paid 7 years.
But they might go for a player option.
Well, if you're signing 7 years, you're probably not going to opt out of the contract.
Not unless you're a guy like.
Well, I guess a guy like Lucic, he didn't opt out of it, but you could tell he was done in Edmonton because he just wasn't producing.
I don't know. I just think it's a neat idea. I don't know. It seems to work in baseball.
I always wondered if performance contracts would work. You get paid at the end of the year based on what you put on numbers.
Oh, I don't think the players would ever go
No,
for that.
they would. Well, they wouldn't vote for that. That's the thing,
No.
right? That would have to be owners. It'd have to be like a Gary Bettman thing, but at the same time, they have NHLPA to prevent that. But wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah,
the highest paid guy could be a different guy every single year based on the performance.
Do you think you could argue that they're okay? So like team options. I would think that the MLB has more, like 1 year, like a player will be good for 1 year, like have really, a good year, and then get like a fat contract, and then just be totally mediocre, and then that's why they have team options, whereas the NHL, it's kind of less likely. I don't know. Think that's the case?
I would, I'd agree with you. I mean, this is an opinion, but I would think, say a guy like Crosby, he's been good the whole time, right? He's been good the whole time. There's no surprise there. Or I think, I could be wrong, but in baseball, like a pitcher, I don't know if a pitcher's going to be good for 15 years in a row. Or a hockey player couldn't be good 15, 20 years, all his whole career.
Yeah, consistent. Anyway.
Or I think a baseball, or like a pitcher, I don't know. I could be wrong. I just picked that position because I could see pitchers blowing throwing their arms out.
Yeah.
They're in a position where they could get career-ending injuries pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or start getting going, like Scott said, going the other way, just going downhill.
But do you think, you just said, players has the ability to be consistent for an entire career, 18, 20 years, whatever. Do you think I think it's less likely for a player to have a consistent 20-year career now than in the 90s or before? Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, you look at guys like Thornton, you look at guys like Spezza, maybe in the clutch grab era where slower players, because that's the thing, guys like them slow down a bit and then they just can't keep up, whereas in the clutch grab era,
they slow down.
They could slow down. They could slow the fast guys down. I don't know.
I'd agree. We're in the NHL where
it's more of a player turnover.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like trying to think. Like guys retiring more at 32, 33, 34 years old because they're pushed out by younger, faster talent.
Especially the bottom two lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's such a turnover in this league. When I was a kid, I don't it could have been like this the whole time. I don't think so though. But when I was a kid, I don't remember the teams the team turnover the same. My Leafs were the same. Seemed like they were the same guys for quite a few years, except a few guys who switch every year, a few positions. But Toronto, this is 3 years in a row. The bottom two lines are completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Might have one or two guys that have stayed, but But line combinations are all different. You don't have the same guys year and year. And that's most teams.
Well, yeah.
You have your stars, and the rest just switch.
Back in the day, every team had a nickname line basically because they were together for so long, right?
Which they need to bring that back.
Well, they aren't together long enough. Remember the
HBK line? HBK line was one of the last ones I can remember.
And that one was only together for one season, so.
The perfection line.
Yeah. But Like, yeah. It was weird, like, talking about lines, I should say. Like, back in, like, 1950s. It's just a little fun fact, I guess. I always have to throw something in, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be in the lineup, and if you got hurt, like, basically you didn't say anything. You played through the pain, because if you were out for any period of time, your job is gone.
Yeah.
And you potentially could be out of the NHL. Like, nowadays, it's like you get put on long-term IR. Say Landeskog gets hurt, he gets put on long-term IR. His job's waiting for him, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Back then, your job's not waiting there. Somebody else has replaced you, you're out.
Obviously, there was exceptions to the rule. Gordie Howe gets hurt.
Gordie Howe might have been one of the few, but
Yeah.
I'm talking like this is like Montreal Canadiens, like of the 50s.
Yeah. When they were good.
Like guys would have a
Well,
broken
they were always
guys
good.
would have a broken foot.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't say anything. They just play the season through with like the pain and stuff because scared to lose your job because actually you only made
Yeah,
you made pretty much peanuts compared to what they make now, literally.
Well, that's why there's a union now, right? So.
But yeah, it's crazy, I guess, how things have changed. That's an example, I guess, of how you could lose your job back. That's where you're protected now with contracts. But, so I guess moving on to...
Yeah, we're going to discuss the top remaining UFAs by position. We kind of did this last week, so...
Yeah, we did do this already.
Yeah, well, kind of an update. Just going through the guys. If there's any guys you think had a job here.
Well, the list hasn't changed much. So.
No.
I mean, Joe Thornton's off the
Joe
list.
Thornton's been removed. Still Freddie Goat still sitting in the thing there. Derek Brassard, I think, is one guy who I would...
Well, Hoffman's really close, apparently. I'm not sure what team, but Hoffman's really close.
Oh.
1 year deal.
And I've heard reported 1 year deal. He's...
And Corey Perry apparently is pretty close, what I've seen, but I don't know the team either.
I think they were tying him to Nashville.
Perry?
Yep. Serious.
Remember?
Yeah.
That's what I think of. Winter Classic game is what I'm thinking of.
The Walk of Shame.
Yossi.
Yeah. And Yossi, yeah.
Yeah. But you've already said Kovalchuk. Galchenyuk back in Montreal? I don't think so.
Probably not.
No.
Julian's still there, so probably not.
Yeah.
Sammy Vatanen. I've also heard he's...
Oh, yeah. Let's go down to defense.
People have talked about him.
Mm-hmm.
And Hammernick is another guy that could be gone. I seen Bruins are after Carl Olsner, though.
Okay.
I don't know how true that is, but I seen that. I think just probably betcha league minimum, probably.
Two-way, maybe even.
Yeah. I think just extra guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the goalies, I don't think any of the goalies are going anywhere.
Craig Anderson, Jimmy Howard, Miller, Hutch.
Like you said last week. Hutch probably first, to be honest.
Yeah.
Jimmy Howard could get, because he's not super old. The other two guys are pretty old.
Is there any team that's actually... We said Chicago last week, because they only have Subban and...
Delia, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So... I could see Craig going back there. Finish where he started.
Scott Foster. Still kicking
yeah,
around.
Yeah,
So.
it's true.
David Ayres.
Yeah.
David Ayres, yeah. I'm surprised he ain't on this list here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. But before we get to your duster, let's talk about the... You want to get your duster now, or do you want to talk about Doc first?
We can run through some Doc here. Doc Emmerich, that is.
Yeah. After 47?
47 years.
47 years as an NHL announcer. You did some prior minor league stuff and whatnot. Mike Emmerich, I should say.
Yep.
Is calling her career.
At
74 years old.
Yep.
If I was him, I'd be doing it as long as I could too, or as long as I wanted to. Because really, I mean, you're commentating the game you love. That's why it's like, well, I'll still do it. Right?
You, you know what though? I can understand how somebody would want to be like that, but as a fan, I don't know. Unpopular opinion maybe. I'm just comparing him to Bob Cole.
Yeah.
But Bob Cole, I think, went a lot longer than he should have.
Well, he's 85 though.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
because he was forgetting names and I don't know.
Oh, we got
or Doc. I think, didn't watch Doc that much, but people were saying that during his broadcasts he would I don't know, not screw up names, but he just wasn't himself. Okay, maybe not wasn't himself, but he was definitely slowing down.
Yeah.
Not as sharp as he once was.
Well, for sure. And I'd agree. I'm for me, big Bob Cole guy, right? I mean, that was the guy, because in the East it was always Bob Cole on CBC. He was your main guy.
Yeah.
But I know what Scott's saying. He was getting older. So and the game is faster, and he's not
you
sharp.
You gotta remember, what is it, 20 guys, 30, 40, you gotta remember 40 different names that change all the time. I don't know. It was easier back in the day.
But I guess we'll talk about what we're going to talk about, though.
Yeah.
But
talk about Bob Cole instead of Doc.
Sorry, that was my bad.
No. That's awesome.
But some big things in his career. First ever commentator inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, and was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame itself.
Yeah.
And he's won the Foster Hewitt Award in
few times, I think.
Yeah, I think 3 times.
Yeah.
He's won many awards for best commentator. He's been.
Yeah, don't you find, he's a good commentator.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's not my guy though, right? He's an American guy, right?
Yeah.
So us Canadian boys we like our Bob Coles or Jim Houston, or you know what I mean? We like those guys, right? We think those guys are the best. And then you talk to the Americans, the Doc is
he's God.
Yeah, he's the best of the best. You don't have I'm buddy, come up here. I think we got some really good commentators up. I mean, if that's their best guy, he's probably their best.
He's better than Mr. Edwards over in
yeah, exactly.
In Beantown. So,
but no, he's had I think they said 22 Stanley Cup Finals or 21 Stanley Cup Finals he's commentated.
Yeah.
So,
which is good. I was reading his last time the NBC had built a personal studio in his house so we can call the Stanley Cup Finals, or the playoffs, I should say, which is kind of nice of them and
good. Honestly, now would probably be the time to retire. I just say that because with all the circumstances and stuff, it's I don't know. It's kind of like as fans, we don't even know if hockey's coming back this year or not.
I don't know.
They want to, right?
I could see them postponing hockey because the playoffs are over.
So he's sitting there going, well, maybe time to retire. It's kind of getting...
it sounds like he's not actually retiring. He's just stepping behind the scenes.
Oh, so you still might hear him.
So you might see him... I don't know. It sounds like he might do some writing or some... I don't know. Something behind the scenes maybe, but... Could be just a desk job to keep him in the loop.
Good for him. I mean, if you can commentate that many years, that's success.
Thanks for giving us many quotes from NHL.
Yeah.
Like the NHL series.
Yeah.
Waffle boarded.
Yeah. Kitty Wampus.
Young lady from Shawinigan.
But yeah, no.
He's the Devil's guy for a long time.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about how boring some people might say his commentating, but I don't know.
He's not, but I don't think he's the worst, but not even a long shot.
When I think that his commentating live is a way better representation of his commentating compared to NHL. What is it, 19, 20, whatever it was?
Yeah.
I think he was misrepresented. I think maybe he almost seemed a little wooden in the hockey games.
You know what though? They all kind of do though. It's a video game. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Whereas if you actually listen to him live, he's better than what people who played just that game
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
give him the credit for. So
No, he's a good commentator. I mean, mainly
They should have had Snoop Dogg on.
Oh my god, the dog and Snoop Dogg.
Oh, could you imagine? Oh, I don't think he would put up with that.
No, that'd been nice.
But
Well, you want to talk about your duster now?
I guess happy retirement.
Yeah, good retirement. And you want to mention who your duster of the week is?
Well, I was thinking. I mean, about my duster, obviously. Yeah, that sounds a little weird, actually. I gotta go with the Vegas owner, Bill Foley. I mean, he leaked out the potential divisions, and now a lot of people are going like, well, is he telling the truth? Like, does he know something we don't know, or is he just saying, is he just saying things, making things up? Like, what's true, what's not? I mean, he is, because it came from, they asked him about Nate Schmidt
Vancouver.
playing him, and he said, well, I don't have to worry about that because he'll be
in the Canadian division.
Canadian division, I believe is what he said. And then you kind of go,
what does that mean? Like, Canadian division?
Say that again.
Yeah.
I think he was even quoted as saying, if there is a season.
Yeah, I think he said that as well.
Okay,
quote.
so
then people are like, oh,
come
on.
That's my duster. I mean, it's not his job or his right, to be honest, to leak that type of information out, true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know, like, we're already we don't know. Like, nobody seems to know what's going on. I mean, the only person probably knows what's going on is Gary Bettman, and he probably doesn't even know what he's going to do 100%.
Yeah, he wants to keep it under wraps, for sure.
And you can't blame him because I know as fans, we're waiting to hear.
Yeah.
We want our hockey back, right? But I kind of want it to be like official, not that's coming back December 1st. Then all of a sudden it gets a little closer. Nope, never mind. It's not coming back till January 1st. Nope, never mind. Like,
which I mean,
you kind of want it to be like, okay, it's come back, and unless we have a lockdown, like Canada has another lockdown.
She could.
Which the numbers are climbing. Potentially could. Other than that, like, just too bad fans couldn't come watch too.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Bettman has been stated that it's, he's had said December 1st is our goal, but that's basically all he said. Our goal is December 1st, and I think it's been pushed back to January now. But, he's kind of keeping such an open mind about it.
Well, I seen, there's, like, when they do come back,
mm-hmm.
It sounds like the 7 teams that did not make the playoffs are going to have longer training camps than the teams that were in the playoffs.
Okay.
Because they've been sitting out quite a bit longer than the other guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was like, oh, that's awesome, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Team like Detroit, say, for example, they've been out a long time.
Yeah.
Ottawa, they haven't, most of them haven't practiced for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm totally fair with that. Compared to, like, a team like Tampa, where they're, obviously, they all have to have training camps because, I mean,
yeah,
there's still a break. But some of these guys they've been off since March.
It's getting close
and
to
you
10
start,
months.
say you start in January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Like
10 months.
Yeah, like 10 months of not really practicing, unless you've had access to a rink or something. But
well, yeah, and at home training isn't near as good as.
That was good. I had seen that. That's a report, but I seen that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're probably not going to have that, but still, like, I don't know. You look forward to that road trip, or you look forward, like, it's different. I don't know. It's nice. Where now it's like, if that happens, you got to play the same 6 teams over and over and over all year long.
It'd make for a good rivalry, though.
It would, because I think guys start to hate each other.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. That would be great. Actually, the best part of that would be Toronto playing Montreal, say 10 times, say it's 60 games, and Calgary and Edmonton playing each other 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the positives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Potentially. World Juniors gonna start Christmas Day, and it's Germany versus Canada.
Christmas Day?
Yeah, not boxing. It's gonna start Christmas this year.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they
It's a little
announced.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little weird. Usually it's always Boxing Day. I mean, I'll be watching. I mean, it's Canada.
Yeah. Well.
Sounds like this year it's obviously going to be like the hub.
Look like the playoffs.
Yeah, just like the playoffs. And then next year sounds like they're going to do fans. Sounds like for sure they want to do fans. But it might be, it's not NHL, so you could probably get away with having a third of the building full. Right.
And isn't it Red Deer?
Edmonton Red Deer next year. This year just Edmonton.
Okay.
So
Bill Foley was like, "Oh, they're gonna have fans next year at the WJCs."
okay.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You made that.
he got us.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
I mean, hey, I wouldn't put it past the guy.
Yeah.
When you said Bill Foley, I was like, wait a minute, who's that again? Oh, that's fake. That can't be real. I had to think
The guy
that
from the
was
Kids
for a
in the
second.
Hall?
Yeah, I was thinking of yeah.
Yeah.
Couple other little things. I guess big things if you're a Blackhawks fan. Blackhawks Stan Bowman said he's committing to the rebuild. So do you think bye-bye Taves, bye-bye Kane? I don't think they can get rid of Seabrook. His contract sucks.
I don't know if you can get rid of either of them without. I guess you eat some salary.
I think you could get rid of. Well, for sure Kane. I think Kane, people would take him in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
I think he's still pretty skilled, and
Oh yeah. I think he's a very good player.
and Taves brings lots too, but it's just not the same, like not the skill like Kane does to me. But
No, I think if they move them, you're gonna move Kane pretty easily. But Taves, like I said, you're gonna eat some salary for sure. They both make 10-5, right? So
yeah, it's gonna be hard to move him though with the flat cap actually too.
yeah.
But
I know we'd said last week that they were upset, so might be some choppy waters there in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
you gotta understand though, they won 3 championships. It is time to rebuild. That's just how it works.
Winds a change in the Windy City. So
I wonder if they can pull like a New York Rangers rebuild in just like, what, 2 or 3 years?
The Rangers flipped it around pretty quick. I mean, they haven't won anything yet, but it looks good.
well, it helps to pick 2 and then 1. Rangers.
Yeah, they're pretty quick.
But they also signed Panarin.
Because they gotta think, they were in the finals in 2014 against Kings, so 6 years ago. And I'm pretty sure like in 15 and maybe even 16.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. They were one of the teams like in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think 15 for sure, because Tampa beat them, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Tampa moved on. Either way, they were the team hovering around there, right?
They're always.
And that was only
yeah.
like say 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And they really didn't, like Scott said, they didn't really officially start the rebuild till like 3 years ago. Seems you don't really officially start the rebuild till you get the first overall. Then from there. Usually.
I remember.
The Edmonton. You have
I remember
7.
talking about that on here. We talked about that letter they sent out to the fans.
Yeah. That's right. That they were going to rebuild.
That's when they like officially restarted the rebuild. Or well, yeah.
Every good team or every team that's rebuild has the star player that they got in the top 3 picks.
Yeah.
And that's when they rebuild. Like Pittsburgh hasn't had to rebuild in a long time. They rebuilt when they got Fleury, Malkin, Crosby.
Yeah.
Right? They're still in that rebuild. Eventually they're gonna have to rebuild too.
I think it's
When?
coming sooner rather than later.
But when is the question, right?
I think 3 years. Probably my
Edmonton's
guess.
been rebuilding since 2010. When they got Hall. No, let's be fair. They had to restart when they got McDavid. Like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Let's restart the rebuild.
Well, they did that quite a few times. Oh, Nuge. Now we're restarting Nuge. Oh, Everly. Now. Okay. Oh, Nail Yakupov. That's the.
It just seems like that's how. Unless you're St. Louis.
they've been consistently good.
Actually, yeah. St. Louis, their best guys are. Because they acquired.
But what did
O'Reilly.
you? What is the stat? It's like they've only missed the playoffs twice or 3 times since their inception or something like that.
No, I think they're like. Well, this was when they were 50 years.
Yeah.
I think they've made it 41 out of 50 years. So they've only missed 9 times in 50. And not in a row.
No.
That's pretty staggered.
Yeah. Which is
Something like that.
unbelievable.
That's.
And quite a few teams.
I mean, and then it's been 3 years since, so. You
I
have a
mean,
stat on that?
It's kind of crappy
Oh.
that it's only one championship out of those many appearances, but
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah, that's 2.
I'll take one.
Yeah. But yeah, they're ready for a rebuild, I guess the Blackhawks are. If you're a Blackhawks fan, you can't really be that choked. You won 3 cups in that stretch when you had these good players.
If you're a bandwagoner, you might be.
Sorry.
It's when you have the players and you don't win anything,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you can be a little choked.
Yeah.
What's got?
Sorry, they've 9 out of 52 seasons. That's how many times they've missed. Only 9 times.
And I said 9 out of 50.
Yeah.
So I was
3 or
right.
more, yeah.
That was right, yeah.
Well, I mean 2 off, but
Yeah, but
or like 2 seasons off.
yes.
Yeah.
I said 53 seasons.
Yeah. Well, this one,
After.
you never know.
But I guess you can't count 05.
The lockout.
That's why it's 52. Oh man, I didn't know my math.
Yeah. Didn't think of the lockout.
Come on, man.
Rookie move. Yeah, I mean, we'll see who the next dynasty is. I guess Chicago's pretty much the dynasty till I guess Pittsburgh.
It's just kind of odd. All those teams in the early 2000s
Sucked.
are all terrible now. Kings were they're down the bottom. Chicago is.
So was Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's on their way down. You also got the Rangers, like you said, the Devils too.
But
Everyone.
yeah,
but
but they went through the down. They went through the up. Right?
Yeah.
Now they're going back to the down.
But
like Pittsburgh and-
how come Boston didn't do the down yet? Boston was one of those teams.
Boston and St. Louis, though.
Yeah.
They were never bad enough to be at the bottom. I think the one year St. Louis picked Tarasenko. That was a pretty high pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, how many high picks do you think that Boston got? Like really high picks, like top 5.
Well, they got one from Toronto.
Yeah.
2 from Toronto actually, if you count
Outside-
Tuca.
Outside of the Toronto. trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's good at scouting. Even Armstrong, their scout in St. Louis. Now he's moved on, but I mean, he picked quite a few good players. Schwartz and, like you said, Tarasenko and I want to say
Colton
Chen, but
Parayko.
not- Colton Parayko. Yeah. I mean, what about Pietrangelo? Pietrangelo had to be a high pick.
I don't think he was top 5 though.
No,
I think he was like middle of the pack.
Yeah, I thought he was middle of the pack, but I
maybe.
thought he was like 8 or
I
9.
thought he was like a Canada superstar too, though.
Oh yeah, he was good.
But he was probably in like a super deep,
Deep
draft.
draft.
Yeah.
Well, he was super deep draft, I think. I think he was in Tavares' draft
That sounds
man.
about right.
or Drew Doughty's draft.
He was in top 5. He's number 4.
Okay.
There you go. One of the years they missed.
Nobody ever talks about like how high he was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he in Drew Doughty's draft, right? Oh wait. Drew Doughty's
Yes.
top. Drew Doughty's top 3,
Yeah, he was.
and Stamkos.
Stamkos number 1, followed by 4 defensemen.
Hedman.
Doughty Bogosian was number 3.
Oh yeah, Bogosian. Yeah.
It wouldn't be
And
Hedman.
then was Petro.
No Hedman's.
Then
With
you guys,
Tavares, yeah.
you guys selected your boy Shen, at number 5.
Cool hand.
Woo! Cool hand, Luke.
Who got picked 6?
Nikita Filatov.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
we
Columbus.
won there. Yeah. We didn't miss out there.
No.
Yeah, kind of tapers off after that.
Actually,
The next, really good one would have been Eric Carlson, 15th.
that was a really deep draft for defensemen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, Don't have too much to. Oh, I guess I can add that Melnick Senators. he said they're going to be Stanley Cup winner within 4 years. Before we go, is that true or false?
Oh,
You want me to
they
put the
must be
Duster-
selling the team then.
You want me to put the Duster logo back up there?
Well, they were a run
Yeah.
for the Duster.
Runner-up silver medal.
But then I was like, 4 years. But then I was like, if he would have said contender, I would have said actually maybe. Winner? It's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
I could see contender. Within 4 years, that's
They could.
Kachuk, Shabbat, Matt Marino. They're
Yeah.
definitely better now.
I mean, Dadonov is a good pickup.
But to win the cup, we're in a league where it's not easy to win the cup.
Well, it's sad because you look, the last time they made the playoffs, they were that close to going to the finals.
They were a
goal.
team that never missed the playoffs ever
Since?
until this stretch now.
Yeah.
They made the playoffs, I think, every year since
Probably 98.
or something. Yeah, they had quite the streak.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say no, they won't win the cup in 4 years.
No. I can't see that either. But I think that's all we got for this week here.
Yep.
As always, you can follow us on social media. Link down the Instagram and Facebook down in the description below. And also leave a link down to our Pete and Pedro affiliate link. And if you click that link, you'll be supporting us by getting yourself some sweet products from Pete and Pedro. Products that I've used myself for a long time. Really happy to actually support these guys. You guys support us by using products that I really enjoy. Still waiting for my King. Due to COVID, a little bit of shipping slowed down a little bit, having to come from the States and all. And head on over here. Use our link, of course. Help us out by helping yourself out, looking extra stylish. And get some putty. And actually, Rebel's really nice.
Some smell good stuff.
Some smell good stuff. Like I always say, add some style to your lifestyle. And get some of these sweet products. They always have sales going on. You click down here, put your email address in. You get yourself 15% off, and then you join the mailing group. You get lots of other cool discounts and stuff like that, and really good products for a really fair price. So use our link down in the description below. Help us out, and help yourself out by smelling better and looking better. So anyhow, thank you guys for listening and watching. If you're using it on YouTube here, which if you are watching on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.